Do you ever get one of those knives that you are just so absolutely sure that you are going to love it? Little to no research was required before purchase. And then it arrives. Yeah, well, today's knife is exactly just that for me. Hey, I'm Jay, and if you're looking to buy a knife and you need to see what it's like first before you drop your hard-earned money on it, here's what you got to do. Click on subscribe so I can help you, and remember to click that bell notification so you don't miss a thing. Hey, and those of you dads out there, guys, happy Father's Day. I hope you enjoy or you get your breakfast in bed and later on a steak dinner, preferably in bed, right? Happy Father's Day. You should be looking at the specs right now, so those of you interested, good place to pause and read. So as usual, with the Kershaw Faultline, we'll first look at what I like about this knife, and then we will get into some of the potential deal breakers. First, let's get the size comparisons out of the way, shall we? And we'll start off with another Kershaw, the Skyline, and how about Benchmade Bug Out, and Spyderco Native 5. I think one more should probably take care of it, don't you guys think? The Kaiser Vanguard Mini Sheepdog. Why don't we start with the first feature that actually caught my attention with the Kershaw Faultline, and that's going to be the blade shape. It is a clip point, and you notice it does have like a black DLC coating on it. The deployment action is absolutely fantastic, and you can see you can either do the light switch or the push button deployment. Both work equally as well here, but the action is just so good, and that's going to be because of that super strong detent, unable to shake this guy open, and the blade is riding on the KVT ball bearing system. Now, once it is locked up, if you guys can see this, at least on my example, it looks like it's locking up at about 50%. And yes, this blade, it is a hollow grind with 3mm blade thickness, which I think works really well here. Those two things coupled together just makes for a fantastic slicer. I love the color combination. So the black against the OD green color combo, just absolutely love it. The liner lock, I don't know if you noticed, but it is actually an inset liner lock, and it's very easy to get at. So good job there. The liner itself is of decent thickness, so it's not like the paper thin stuff that you might see in some other knives. The flipper is a excellent size, not too big, not too small, also very easy to actuate. The handle scale, so the handle is, the green is going to be GFN, so glass filled nylon, and you notice I wear like medium-sized gloves. I can fit just about, yeah, I can fit all my fingers on there on the handle. Now, this black rubbery section, it is, well, just simply that, like black rubber inlays, and it does provide excellent traction. And now how about that blade jimping? Yeah, there is a ton of it. I mean, is it for function? Is it for aesthetics only? Because in this grip for your thumb, yeah, that feels pretty good. Actually, the jimping up on this part of the blade feels a lot better than the jimping here. It's a lot closer together. So the jimping they're spaced differently, which kind of leads me to believe that it is more for aesthetics. Yes, I guess it does enable a different kind of grip, but it's there, and we just have to deal with it. But I would love to hear from you. Now, those of you that have picked up one, or even ones that have not, just watching this video, what do you think this jimping is? I mean, is it for looks, or is there like a purpose that I'm not seeing? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Once the blade is locked up, let's go ahead and check. I just want to check the play. Oh yeah, that is rock solid. No blade play in there at all. Did we check the centering? I don't think we did. Let's look at that really quick. Ah, that's pretty darn good, actually. Well done, Kershaw. Now, the thickness of the handle, okay, it is over that like half-inch threshold for some at 0.55, but you know what? It's not too bad, to be honest. Let me go ahead and grab the scale, and let's see how much this is going to weigh you down. Okay, before we go ahead and I throw this up on the scale, I just want to show you guys, I don't know what Kershaw has against skeletonized liners, but I'm seeing a lot of their knives without them. So let's see how much that's going to affect the weight here. Wow, okay, not too bad. 3.5 ounces, which is going to be roughly the equivalent of 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 4 AA batteries, or 1 Spyderco Native 5. Now, something I almost forgot to point out, and it's going to be that pocket clip. Yes, you do get a deep carry clip comes standard here on the Faultline. Now, the blade steel is HCR13 MOV. Okay, hold on a second though. The price, $30, which, oh boy, how do I put this? I guess $30 isn't bad for HCR. I mean, obviously, sure, 25 would be better, but at least they're not trying to ask like some obscene like $45 or something for this, because that would be just ridiculous. So, yes, is $30? It's kind of on the high end for HCR, but there are some features going on here that I can see that probably, eat up a lot of that cost, those production costs. So $30, that's okay for what you're getting. Before we go ahead and get into my potential deal breakers, I want to just quickly remind you guys to please click on that subscribe button if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. Potential deal breaker number 1, and we will start this section out, well, with the blade again. And now you notice in the closed position, there is, and the blade geometry, there is a ton of blade that's exposed while this is closed in your pocket. Now, it's not the end of the world, but I have noticed with some of my knives with with that much sticking out, it just leaves a lot more open to get scratched up from other things in your pocket. I'm not saying it's absolutely going to happen with the Faultline, but it's more likely because how much is actually exposed. Now, the handle, I did say that this GFN handle with the rubber inlays, it's very, very comfortable, but some of you may find these inside edges to be a little bit on the sharp side, because they are. Now, they did go with the barrel spacers here, but there's 3 of them. I mean, I don't know if 3 was really necessary here. I don't know how much, like if you removed 1 or 2 of them, how much weight that would reduce, but it would reduce the weight nonetheless. Now, sometimes because the detent is so strong and that there is no jimping on the flipper tab, my finger sometimes just will slip off occasionally. The sharpening choil here, yeah, very, very poorly executed. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the worst I've seen. That's pretty bad. Now, the pocket clip, while I do appreciate that it does come with a deep carry stock, this clip is going to be just one position, and that is, as you can see, tip up for righties. Why there is no left-handed option just absolutely baffles me, because this clip shape would work on either side. So that I just, 2 more holes. So yeah, that I just do not understand why they did not put another one on the other side. Now, as long as we are talking about this clip, now notice the rubber inlays obviously run underneath where the clip will first make kind of contact with the material in your pocket. Now, this clip is very short, which I also like, but that also takes away a little bit from the springiness. So this knife is very difficult to slide in and out of your pants pocket because the clip is so stiff and because of this rubber inlay. It's really, really bad. It's difficult. I mean, really hard. It takes me 2 hands to actually be able to pull this out of my pocket. And that should just not be at all. The closing action of the Faultline I thought would be a lot better. I really did. Because, well, especially when you hear KVT ball bearings, you're like, oh man, that's like on friggin' ZT knives. That's going to be great. No, I mean, you can get it, but you really got to work at it to shake it closed. So maybe that might get better, but as of right now, it's not too good. So where does that leave us with the Kershaw Faultline? Well, it really is. It is such a cool looking knife. It really is. I mean, the color combination, the blade shape at first was very compelling to me. The size, the KVT bearings, very, very cool knife. And I waited, like some of you, a very long time it seemed like it took for Kershaw to finally release this knife. So I thought, oh man, they're really putting some, they're working hard at putting some of the finishing touches on this thing. Is going to be incredible. It's not. It really is not. And you know what? Maybe part of that is my fault. Maybe my expectations for this, for a $30 Kershaw, were way too high, and I'm sure that they were. But this is just a lot less than what I expected. And the problem with the pocket clip and the rubber inlay, that really just should have been designed differently. I mean, if I lost this knife, I'm pretty confident in saying I probably would not replace it, because at $30 there is a lot of competition at that price point. Some with even better, more premium steels than 8CR. I mean, let's look at this Honey Badger. Same exact blade steel. This can be had on Amazon for $26. $26. It also has a ball bearing pivot, deep carry clip. I have previously reviewed this knife, so if at the end of this video, if you click up here in the corner, you can watch my full review of this honey badger, which to me actually seems like a better option.